Welcome back. You're watching Breaking News right here on CNN News 18. Earlier in the day, we brought you optimistic news from Bengaluru, where it seemed as if officials were acting quickly on a citizen report. It now seems as if we're bringing you another story from Bengaluru. This one, an unfortunate incident of civic apathy as a road is caved in just 2 days after the asphalting process being completed. Now, this road was on the Mahalakshmi Layout Main road. It was asphalted after the BWSSB pipeline work was completed. The BWSSB, remember, is the Bangalore Water Supply and Sewerage Board. Now, the quality of the road work has once again come under the scanner. You'll remember that through the monsoon, the BBMP's lack of focus on the large number of potholes and the accidents that were created because of those potholes has been under the scanner. You'd had the Chief Minister say that a significant amount of money would be invested in fixing it. Questions remain as to how effectively that was done. Right now, we're going to go over to my colleague Ritu for more details. Ritu, we're telling our audiences the BWSSB, the Bangalore Water Supply and Sewage Board, was involved here. Can you bring us more details, please?
Well, exactly. This is, as you said, it is yet another civic apathy in the IT city Bengaluru that we are witnessing, where this road caved in just 2 days after it was asphalted. So this particular stretch is at Mahalakshmi Layout Main road, wherein you see just 2 days back is when the BWSSB, which is the water body, the water civic body of the city, in fact, has completed the pipeline work, and thereafter in just 2 days that this whole incident takes place, where again a poor quality work has actually come under the scanner. And again, you remember what exactly took place in the month of the October last year when the floods had hit the IT city Bengaluru. There were a lot of such incidents where the roads were in fact caving in, and just 1 or 2 days of it was asphalted and vehicles getting stuck there, and people also meeting with in fact met with minor injuries, or people thereafter also lost their lives as well. So there has been a lot of such incidents coming to the light now that the state is also heading into an assembly election. These kind of incidents are becoming more common, moreover. But here the main question remains is that why exactly that the civic body is failing in taking up the best quality work across the city, because you remember this is the IT city that we're talking about earlier as well. Mohandas Pai, or for that matter, IT related, all big companies in fact had come out in a big number to slam the BJP government in the state, saying that why are such roads poor quality work being maintained, and that is in fact affecting their work as well, because people who are commuting are facing the problems, and thereafter there has to be a strict action that has to be taken against all this. So that has been, moreover, those incidents that we had seen earlier as well. But again, now there's another incident coming to the light. But what we do know is that the civic body BWSSB has moved the workers at the spot to take up this whole patch work after one vehicle was in fact stuck in this hole at the stretch therein. So that incident that took place today morning itself, if those pictures are appearing on the screen, you can see how the vehicle had in fact hit that hole there at the stretch, and that is another now another civic apathy that has come to the light from IT City.
Okay, Ritu, I just want to understand from you, have we had any follow-up from authorities right now? Can you tell us more?
Well, see, every time this is one common thing that we have seen in the city is that the civic bodies have always involved in the blame game. Now here you see the BWSSB swinging into an action immediately after this vehicle was the vehicle hit the caved-in road at the Mahalakshmi Layout. So here again, this is a clear-cut indication that we can try and understand that how this is. The BWSSB is in fact responsible again, because after that pipeline work, the kind of materials that again they had used to cover up that whole stretch is also right now being questioned, and to what extent kind of precautionary measures that were being taken to ensure that that whole road turns up to be a stronger road that way, so that no untoward incident takes place. But unfortunately, this again incident coming to the light. But moreover, you remember what took place last week on the Brigade Road as well. We still really do not know whether it was again the BWSSB who's responsible for that, or BMRCL as well, because there was a metro work that was undertaken in the underground metro work was actually going on, while CMRCL stepped out saying that they have passed the tunnel boring long back. BWSSB did not even reach out to the spot. So we still do not know really what exactly happened and which exactly the body was responsible for that incident as well. You see that incident has been again quite a time that has spewed out. We really do not know about that as well. So yes, as said, it's the blame game moreover that continues. But here BWSSB swinging into an action clearly states that they are at fault in a way.
Okay, I just want to understand from you, Ritu, if you could give our audiences more context about the organization involved. In the past, we've obviously told our audiences a lot when it comes to the BBMP's management, and how it came to the elections and the elections that were halted when it came to the BBMP's leadership. But tell us more about the BWSSB, please.
Well, you see, moreover, here in the city, the BBMP has been majorly at fault wherever the work had taken place, because that's the body which will usually be involved with any other civic bodies, whether it's about the BESCOM or for that matter, BWSSB as well. So we have hardly seen them coming out and taking up those responsibilities as well, because they really dig up the roads for the pipeline works and just moreover cover that up and leave. And later point when these incidents come to the light, they blame BBMP for that, saying that they really did not take up this whole work properly. They had, passed that pipeline work also, or a patchwork as well, a long back. So they really are not at fault at all. So that's how BWSSB, in fact, had moreover escaped, at times as well. But again, here we see no officials on the ground is again another example to really point out, saying that the fear is really not there in the offices of the civic bodies. That's the whole reason why we see such incident coming to light, because there are no one who's held responsible for such incident one, and there's no one who's actually been blacklisted as well. End of the day, either it's the contractor who will have to go through it, or a person who was responsible for that whole incident therein as well. But in a lump sum, there has never been a strict action against these civic bodies has actually led to this kind of an incident there.
Okay, and Ritu, I want to quickly follow up with you with one more question here. We know that the Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai had a few months ago, after a number of incidents taking place, had said that he would instruct the BBMP essentially to pull up their socks. I want to understand from you, in the months since, have you seen that actually take place on the ground? Have you seen these civic bodies show more responsibility?
Well, see, we can really, in a way, say that there is nothing that has changed on the ground, because we remember there was a huge amount that the CM Basavaraj Bommai, when there was a flood that had hit the IT city, he came out to release a huge, amount as well for the proper infrastructure of the city. So even there, after till date, we really haven't seen a proper quality work that is being taken up, because moreover, every day in and day out, we are really bringing
Ritu, can I just ask you to stay with us? Sankara Guha from the Congress is with us. Sir, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Sir, another story of a failure in Bangalore's infrastructure, a city that's been besieged by poor infrastructure over the last year. Report after report, our audiences are now familiar with it. Sir, I want to understand, what does the Congress have to say?
So we have been continuously raising our voice against this. In my constituency itself, where I work, not just about civic apathy, including garbage collection, every aspect in parks being misused, non-stop work is going on in parks. Parks are being encroached in Baswantagudi area. The BBMP commissioner himself had to say this: why are you wasting so much money in construction of these things instead of putting your resources on roads and civic amenities? The BJP government and their MLAs and their MPs are extremely high-headed, which is very unfortunate, and it is showing up. They have no concern. As I told you earlier, the power corridors of Vidhan Saudha are deserted. Not a single minister is sitting there. All of them have already gone into an election mode, in a panic mode.
Right.
The fear of losing and all sorts of unwanted work being done. And the road works that are being done in Bangalore are extremely unscientific. Today they feel like digging up here, they dig it up and close it. Tomorrow the other side is dug up, and day after tomorrow the same side is again dug up.
Right.
Who's questioning them? What is happening here? The Chief Minister himself is the Bangalore in-charge minister. What is he doing? I think it is high time he realizes that he is not able to cope up with the work that he has been assigned and step down.
I just want to ask you, sir, since the state is headed into elections, I just want to very quickly check in with you. Does the Congress have plans for allotting a minister to overlook specifically Bangalore's infrastructure once the elections take place? Do you have any idea yet, sir?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We have already formed a core committee of people who have experience in these matters previously, who have headed the civic institutions and things like this. We have already formed a committee. We will come up with a concrete plan. See, nothing is going to happen overnight, but we will come up with a concrete, futuristic and visionary plan to ensure that such things don't repeat in the city.
Okay. All right. Sankara Guha, sir, thank you so much for joining us here on CNN News 18. That's an update. Let's go back to my colleague Ritu. Ritu, I know that the story we're focusing on right now doesn't spotlight the BBMP. It in fact spotlights a very different organization, but I still want to understand from you, Ritu, BBMP and in general the plight of poor infrastructure in Bangalore is one we've highlighted over the last year. Can you walk our audiences through the question of the management of the BBMP? There's been much drama when it comes to elections in the BBMP. Can you bring us more context there?
Well, you see, in the case of the BBMP, we had, in fact, last time, you remember when there was a change of the chief in the BBMP there, the Tushar Girinath had really come out and openly said that he is the person who has really newly taken up his position. That will really take him some time as well to set things right in the office as well as on the ground level as well. But he's again been quite a long time that he's taken up his own work, but really nothing seems to have changed on the ground because these are the incidents that are actually coming to the light often from the IT city Bengaluru. So this again raises the question against the chief of the BBMP as well, that what exactly is done and what are the kind of measures he's also taken up, how many of them he had really punished in that way as well, because we have seen such kind of unfortunate incidents where people losing their life as well there. So such more incidents have come to the light, but where again we have never seen him swinging into a strict action as well. But when we talk about, as you said, about the BESCOM as well, the one which is the civic body for the electricity in the city, there again the kind of the dangerous leaning street light pole that we had again showed you up, and there again the BESCOM officials swinging into an action as well. You remember what took place earlier as well, where a person had in fact allegedly come in contact with the dangling wire, and there the young guy, in fact a just 16-17-year-old guy, had lost his life. The family moved to the Sanjay Nagar BESCOM office and they protested in a huge manner with the body right in front, keeping the body right in front of the office and demanding the justice, because those are the dangling wires across the city that we had seen. Then there again the BESCOM said that they were not at fault because it was the company wire. But exactly, it's that company who's supposed to take this maintenance across the city to see there are no such dangling wires and it is properly maintained, and they have no clue about it as well.
Ritu, I do need to cut you off. Thank you for bringing us so much context. For our audiences, we are going to have to come to an end on that story because we are at the end of our show. Thank you so much for watching. My colleague Griha is going to be taking over next.